Hi guys, welcome. I'm Lisa B and this is
DJ Handsome Mix.
great. And today we're having a quick conversation or a quick chat about some of the challenges that we face when migrating to new countries. So, DJ, am I right? You came from Africa.
Yeah,
At,
specifically from Nigeria. Specifically from Nigeria.
and how long ago was that?
That was in 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Wow, so we've had a good 12 years of you being here in the UK. And did you come alone?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, if you don't mind me asking, how old were you when you came to the UK?
I can't really remember, but I think I was 24 years when I came to UK.
So, in your prime, right?
Yeah,
In your
definitely.
prime. Just on that note, when you came to the UK, very different the Western world to Africa. How did you find kind of building relationships, more specifically those relationships with the Western women here?
Wow. That was very challenging because as an African man, I came with my normal mentality of African person and our culture. Like, let's say back home, the way we talk to women back home is totally different from the way we talk to women here. So back home, you can always see women on the road. Excuse me, you stop the person, start talking to the person. It can equally, sometimes the way we was behaving, sometimes we might not even know that we are so aggressive. Like you'll be calling a woman might be going, you say, can't you hear someone is calling you? Be the one to drag the person back. You know what I mean? But when I came to UK, I find out that it's totally different in that you doing such thing, it could cause so many name, assault, so many things. It could go prison. They could charge you for that. You know what I mean? So I have to now take my time to learn the culture, to adapt to the culture. So that is it.
Have you? Yeah, I recently identified that as well. Like the difference in marriage, the way here in the UK, more specifically, a guy would kneel down and propose to his woman for her hand in marriage. However, in Africa, in your traditions, it's quite the opposite. The woman will get up on her knees and ask for that marriage. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. In our culture, a woman has to kneel down to receive the ring from the husband for the proposal. But when I came here, I found out to be so opposite. Like a man has to be on his knee to propose a woman. But in our own culture, that signifies that it seems like a man being submissive to his wife, like use me to do everything he wants. You know what I mean? But in our culture, but I think the culture is changing. So many of African people are adapting the Western culture and kneeling down. Even when I watch so many videos back home in Nigeria, a lot of men kneel down in order to look romantic, this and that. But for me, I think it's all about understanding. Whoever want to do it is fine. But now, for myself, I think I would rather, like I said, in my own culture now, in my own personal belief, I don't believe in white wedding because many African people are doing a lot of mistakes. I have found out that white wedding is a English culture, like the same of our traditional wedding. It seems like me getting married twice after doing my own traditional marriage, I still do white wedding, which cost a lot of money. You know what I mean? So, but that is out of ignorance. But one thing I found out about my people, black people, sometimes is like we always used to our ignorant, even when we later find out that we might be doing the wrong thing that is not the right way to do. We say, don't change it. Are you the first person that have been doing it? Our ancestor has been doing it. But me, I want to be thinking like Western people because Western people is, if they're ignorant of something, even if it's 1 million years, the day they find out that they're doing the wrong thing, they will stop it, they will change it. So that is my own mentality now. Since I found out that doing white wedding is the same thing I do in my traditional marriage, so no need of me marrying twice. So I'm gonna do only my traditional wedding, which is the same thing like a white wedding.
Okay. So just on that note, when you came to the UK, did you have any incidences with women? Because you're quite right, actually. Especially in this kind of hyper feminized society, men are very unsure as to how they should speak to women, approach women, even look at women these days for fear of being called misogynistic or kind of perverse or whatever it may be that feminist women tend to coin the guys. So even Western men are quite cautious these days. So, given that, and given how you are or were culturally at home kind of quite aggressive with the way that you speak to your women, although it's not taken in an aggressive way by your women, it's just the way that you communicate. Did you have any incidents that occurred when you came here with women? And if you did, can you share them?
Okay, I just want to correct some perspective. Back home, we never been aggressive to our women. We see our women as a queen. Just that sometimes our tone of voice, even men looking at the way I'm speaking, is gonna be different from your own tone of voice. So sometimes Western people misunderstood us when we meet their ladies. The way we talk, we never intention to like speak to them in a rude way, but our voice, then we think that we are aggressive or harsh. But we always believe that our woman is queen in back home Africa. So, but the challenges I had when I came here is I met some girls that in their own mentality, maybe depending the way they lecture them, they already say to their mind they can't date African people because in their perspective they see us like too local, like what they might be teaching them in school, telling them maybe Africa is a place of where animals hanging, blah, 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 a lot of things. But when we came, they start asking us and we start showing them some videos. They start being like, wow, because sometimes the Western video are not showing the good part of Africa. They show a lot of places that look dirty and aggressive where they might be killing people, this and that. So, but now we are come up with a lot of good perspective of Africa. So the Western people, and especially the women, they start falling in love with us. But the challenges I had when I came was, you can't talk to a woman on the road. You can't just like the way we was back, excuse me. So everybody was like, go to dating site. That wasn't our culture. How can I talk to my neighbor from dating site? I see my neighbor from the next door. I have to go to dating site and start recording myself. What is your name? And what do you do for a living? Or do you smoke? Do you do drug? A lot of things. You have to be filling all this form as if you go into interview. But tomorrow you see your neighbor passing by, but you can't talk to your neighbor. You still be in the dating side. So that was like so funny to me. I was like, well, I see that guy. Right? Everybody be like, he has to be careful because before you know it, assault or this and that. And another experience I had was when I first came. So I never knew when I meet a woman, we chat, we correct number, they would be like, how long have you been to UK? Within me happily like as a new boy, thinking that I'm fresh. I'll be like 2 months, the person will block me. I meet another person, how long have you been to UK? I say, oh, 6 months, the person broke me. I start asking a question, asking some people that have came before me, why is it that when I meet all these Western women, they ask me, how long have you been to UK? And when I say the truth, because now, sorry to say this, now I found out that sometimes when you're nice, you get a lot of women, but when you say the truth, you're not getting any woman. So some guy said to me like, oh, it's because when you say you are 6 months or 2 months in the country, they already calculated that you haven't achieved anything, you can't bring anything to a relationship, it has nothing to bring to table. So now I found out that even man has to bring something to table, not only women. So now one guy said to me, when you meet another girl, if he ask you how long have you been to UK, say 5 years and some months, and see what's gonna happen. And when I meet another girl, we chat, be like, what's up? Yeah, I like the way you talk, you are so funny. I say to myself, until they ask me how long I've been to UK. You know what I mean? So the person asked me, how long have you been to UK? I say 5. Immediately I say 5 years and some months. Boom, everybody likes me. Nobody blocked me again. You know what I mean? Things start going very well the way I want it. Yeah. Should I start dying? Because sometimes, sorry to say this, women will say, be honest with me. But sometimes they can't handle the honesty. They just want to know when to run. You be honest, they'll be like, thank God this guy is honest on time. Boom, they're running away. You know what I mean? So that is it.
Okay. I mean, I've never heard that perspective in all honesty, but I think personally, why they may do that, and I could be completely wrong, is that, I've seen it happen multiple times. I have some friends or kind of distant friends that it's happened to, that when people first come to the country, like they've not got legal stay, so then they want to find somebody to marry in order to get that official stay. So that could be a reason potentially as to why they run when they think, oh my gosh, they've been here 2 months. Maybe it could be their own insecurity. Maybe he doesn't really like me. Maybe he just wants me to get him stay here, because I'm a resident here in this country. So it could potentially be that. Might also be, like you said, because you haven't found your grounds yet and you maybe haven't got anything to offer, but you still could have a lot to offer. You could be bringing a lot with you to offer. So that could be the way. But I would say, from a woman of the UK, a Western woman, I would say be honest with them. Look, if they're gonna run, they're not for you anyway. Let them go. Say bye. And it's better because if you're gonna lie to them and actually use connect and you get on really well, then that's gonna crush it a little bit later down in the line. So
Yeah, definitely. I believe in honesty, but the reason why I say let me lie, according to the advice the guy gave me, is to stay found out if the guy is making sense, to stay have what to think about. Though when I did that, trust me, it worked.
it worked.
Yeah, it works. It works. You know what I mean?
Well, there we go. There's some handy tips from DJ. Anything else you'd like to say, DJ, before we wrap it up?
Anyway, I just want to give some of my brothers back home advice about a Western country, any country you just want to travel. It doesn't look so nice the way it looks in camera. Make sure you have your goals and your focus. Make sure you have handwork skills. Make calls, do your research, know the reason why you're traveling, not because you're seeing pictures and nice videos you think people are not struggling. Like when I was back home, I never heard word of depression until when I came to UK. I never noticed what is called depression until I came to UK is where I started hearing that. Sometimes I feel like, African people, we don't want to believe that we are depressed, but so many times we are depressed. Because sometimes when you start being isolated, you don't want to mingle with people, you want to stay on your own. When people call you, don't want to go out again. That is the sign of depression, but we wouldn't know. Because when we're back home, we don't used to hear word like that. And again, the weather here itself is depressing. African weather is always going to keep you active. You're going to be happy. Because I see in summer, people will be smiling in summer, but in cold weather, everybody...
Music as you go out the door, the cars passing by.
Like
It's a whole new vibe.
Yeah, I'm always
in the
telling
summer.
people. Summer in UK is like their Christmas because everybody comes out and feel happy and feel good. You know what I mean?
But I still think we're a bit hard done by in the summer. The summers ain't that great, let's face it. I mean, our highs are 28 and rainy days, they're still there. They're still there.
It's temporary summer.
But it's about the best we've got. So
definitely.
a good point to anybody wanting to come to kind of migrate to the UK. Listen, the weather is grey. We lack vitamin D here. And you've got to be quite resilient, haven't you? You have to be quite resilient. It's quite tough. It is overexpensed. And so, make sure you do your research, guys. That's what I'd say.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me in my show.
No, DJ.
Yeah, sure, I mean.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.